Okay, here are the notes. I provided these worksheets for you to print out. So if you print out these worksheets for the notes today, there's 4 of them. Okay, print them out. If you don't have a printer, well, then you're just gonna have to pause and you're gonna just have to copy these diagrams out, the directions here, and just copy it on your own notebook. Okay, hopefully you're keeping a notebook to keep everything organized. Okay, so again, don't just simply watch these notes. I need you to actually copy, follow along, and work out these problems, okay, so that you understand how to do it. Okay, so let's look at the introduction here for the segment addition postulate. Okay, we got notes. These are the notes. And again, if you didn't print these out, well, you're gonna have to pause, copy things down, and then kind of just push play when you're ready to move on. Okay, this is the first video of 4. Okay, the segment addition postulate. All right. What is that? Well, we're gonna cover it really quickly here. For these first 4, it says, for each diagram, write an equation. Write an equation has to have an equal sign. Write an equation that defines the segment addition postulate. Okay? Again, the segment addition postulate. What is it? Well, it has something to do with a segment. A segment, remember, is a line, but that kind of stops. We got a segment here. We actually have another segment there. And then we have the whole segment. We're gonna talk about this. And it has something to do with addition, adding, right? And it's a postulate. Okay, very, very simple. If this was like 8 from E to F, and this was like 2, how much is the whole thing? Right, if from here to here is 8, and from here to here is 2, well, you just add 8 plus 2, and then the whole thing's 10, right? Okay, and that's a very simple concept. I understand that. But later, when you start seeing variables and expressions, and then this is where you're gonna get lost. So even though these first examples are gonna seem pretty easy, and I need you to actually understand the geometry and always write an equation. Always communicate your understanding of the geometry, and then from there you're able to do the math. Okay, so no matter how easy or how difficult the problem, always communicate the geometry and your understanding of that geometry. Here's the segment addition postulate. That's pretty much the understanding that from here to here, if I add this piece with this piece, it totals the whole total piece. Remember I said if this was 8 and this was 2, well then this plus this segment plus this segment would add up to the entire segment. Right, if this was 8 and 2, then this would be 10. But we don't have numbers yet, I just want you to write an equation. Well, that would be this first part, which is EF, segment EF, added, and you add what? This other part of it that continues here, to which is segment FG. If I add this part with this part, it'll be equivalent to what? It'll be equal, right? It's an equation equal to what? EG. That is the geometry and the understanding. That this piece plus this piece adds up that to make up the whole segment, right? This segment here, added with this segment here, is equal to the entire segment here. Okay, that is it. And I just need you to write that, because that's what you're always going to have to write first. Even if it's just numbers, even if it's a really easy problem, but later when you have like expressions, you're going to think it's something different. It's not. Okay, let's look at number 2. Zoom in a little bit here. Focus in a little bit here. Okay, it doesn't matter which one you start with first, but I understand that this piece plus this piece is the whole piece. Don't assume that that's in the middle. That's not true. We're not doing that. I'm going to start with this first segment, CD. And if you add what to it? DE. This piece plus this piece is what? Equal to what? CE. Segment CE. And that is very simple, right? All right, so that's all I want you to do. I'm showing you different pictures. It doesn't matter where this point is. It doesn't matter where this point is in the middle. The point is that the understanding is that you have two segments. This little piece plus this little piece makes up the whole piece. That's just the understanding right there. Okay, so let's do number 3. That's going to be what? Well, this first part here, SR, from here to here, SR, and then you connect or you add what to it? This rest of it here, RQ, adds up to be the whole thing, right? Which is equal to what? SQ, the whole thing. That's the equation you always need to set up. I always want to see this, okay? Next one. Same idea. Again, it doesn't matter where this point is. This segment plus this segment is the whole segment. So that's going to be UV plus, right, this one, plus this other remaining little piece right there, VW, equals what? UW or WU, right, the whole thing. That's what we're doing. That's what we're understanding that's happening here. That is the definition of the segment addition postulate. Okay? That this segment combined with this other segment will add up to the entire segment. Okay, very similarly, in these next problems, right, I wrote it here. These next problems will be presented in written form. In written form, so you got words. They didn't show you a diagram. So it's essentially the same thing. It's the same thing, it's just you're gonna have to read it and sketch it out. See, sketch a diagram for each statement. Right? Sketch it out so we can see it. Okay. Points A, B, and C are collinear. Okay, I understand there's 3 points, but you got to listen to the rest of it to tell you in which order it goes. And this is where you got to pay attention. Point B is between AC. So here's the ends, right? Here's the segment. And which point is somewhere here? It says point B. Now point B is between, doesn't mean it's the middle. It's just somewhere located between those points, but it doesn't mean it's exactly in the middle. So I'm just going to put it about right there. Point B. Point B is between what? Segment AC, like that. See? All right, and then later you can write the equation, right? What equation goes with this picture? Because that's what geometry about. Geometry is understanding the picture first. If you understand the picture, the math is going to be easy. Okay, this picture is telling me AB plus what? BC equals what? AC. Okay, even though I didn't ask you for the equation, but we might as well add this in here. All right, let's finish up these last 2 for this first video. I got 3 points that are collinear, right? A segment has to be, you can't have 1 point going all crooked. They make a straight line, collinear, right? Collinear points. P, Q, and R. We got these 3 points. Q is between PR. So let me draw this out. The Q is the between one, so I'll put Q right here. Q is between what? The segment PR. okay? And then again, what equation would you be able to understand from this, right? The segment addition postulate. That means that if I add this segment, PQ, and I combine it and I add this other segment to it, which is QR, this piece plus this piece will be equivalent to what? To PR. Okay. And here's another way. Again, they're going to word it a little bit different here and there, but it's the same idea. Point X is between segment YZ. Point X is on the inside. Segment is what? YZ. And X is somewhere in between. Okay, it doesn't tell you precisely where. But we'll just put it, whatever, right here. And then what do we understand? What's the equation we can take from this diagram? The segment addition postulate. This segment combined or connected with this one, added to this one, you got this plus this equals what? The whole thing. YZ. Okay, that's the first notes. That's the first video. Just understanding and introducing the segment addition postulate. In the next 3 videos, I'll go over 2 or 3 problems in each one, and you'll see how this is applied and how the math comes in and the solving, okay? All right, that's it for this first video. Let's go to the next one.